Hello all. So this is going to be a paper about how to conduct research, more or less, and how to write a research paragraph. And I think that'll clear up some confusion that people were having about what we're expecting for what their paper should look like, what the parts of their paper should look like. The people in my Composition 1 social work class at OLU are writing cause and effect papers. And for the example that I'm going to use today, my cause and effect paper will be about the causes and effects of homelessness. Whatever your paper is, whatever your project is, might be different. This might be I might show this to a different class later. In that case, you'll have to adjust your expectations based on that. But the way that you construct a paragraph is pretty much always going to be the same. And the way that you do research is pretty much always going to be the same. So first thing that I want to do in order to do research is go out and find some articles or some sources of some sort. In my case, this is the one that I found this source. I would find multiple sources, of course, if I was writing a real paper. But for this case, I'm just going to talk about mental illness as a reason that people end up homeless. This would be one of various causes that I would talk about in this paper. So I found this article. I'm going to skim through this whole article, read over it, and understand everything in it before I even start writing. I want to make sure that I have a really good grasp on this topic so that I am able to say intelligent things, and so I have an easier time writing. Once I've read that over, I'm going to go ahead and start writing a paragraph that's specifically about that. And so anytime that you write a paragraph in one of these papers, you need 4 different parts. First of all, a topic sentence. The topic sentence is sort of like the thesis of your paragraph. What it's about, basically. So my topic sentence is, one of the major causes of homelessness in the United States is untreated mental illness. Very straightforward. It's just a sentence explaining what my whole paragraph is going to be about. After that, then you will have elaboration. This is where you go into more detail about what your topic sentence is talking about. Sometimes you need this, sometimes you don't. In my case, I felt like I needed it. So I'm going to give a couple more sentences about where this mental illness comes from. Let me color code these to make them make a little more sense. The colors here are aligning with the same colors in the paragraph I'm writing below. Alright, so for my elaboration, I said vast numbers of people in the U.S. suffer from mental illness stemming from causes such as relationship abuse, war-related trauma, and genetic predisposition. Left untreated, these mental illnesses can leave Americans incapable of providing shelter for themselves. All of this is coming from me. The parts here, I've mentioned a few facts like war-related trauma and abuse and stuff like that. A lot of that could be summed up as common knowledge, but also it's mentioned here in this article, so I don't feel bad putting it in there. But most of this is just coming from me. After this, I'm going to have a piece of information that I'm going to get from my article here. In my case, I'm going to use this part right here. So it says, in the United States, people experiencing homelessness are disproportionately affected by severe mental illness. 25% of people experiencing homelessness suffer from a serious mental illness, while only 6% of the general population is severely mentally ill. So I like this quote. There's other good ones in here. If I had more time to make this video, I'd probably find a better one, but this will do. So now I'm just going to, I've copied this, I'm going to go back to my regular document here, put this in quotes, and fix formatting and everything. And then I'll make this another color. This will be, what color did I use down here? We'll make this green, I think. Alright, so I like this quote. I've put it in here. I need to now cite it and show where it came from. We're using APA in this class. So generally for an APA citation, you would do the author's last name, the date, year published rather, and page number. Let me add this up here as well. So I'm using this piece of evidence. This is showing support for my argument because I need something from my evidence in order to back up every one of these paragraphs. I need to show that it's not just all coming from me. I could make up all of this stuff, but it wouldn't be as strong because I need it to come from people that know what they're talking about. So let's make that green. Okay. Anyway, so after I've had my evidence here, I need to give credit to where it came from, so I'm going to have an in-text citation with all of those things that I just mentioned. Last name, year published, page number. This one does not have page numbers because it is an online article, but it does have a year that it's published, and it does have an author. My last name is L-A-I, so I'm just going to do that for the last name. And the year published is 2021. And we can get rid of the page number part. So I've had my whole quote here. I don't have any punctuation at the end here. Instead, I close my quote. I open parentheses, last name, date, close parentheses, period. Now, to finish my paragraph, I need to follow this up with some more, some explanation. The explanation is necessary because what I'm writing here isn't all coming from a source that is designed to fit into my paragraph. So that's designed to fit into my paper. So I need to tie what I've just read back into my topic sentence and to my thesis statement. This is coming at the end of your paragraph. This is also something that needs to sort of wrap it up. So this is a one that I already wrote ahead of time. After my quote here, I have severe mental illness, especially for people without strong support systems, quadruples the chances a person will become homeless. As a society, we have a responsibility to reach out to these people, offer them services, and do whatever we can to help. This is a very short paragraph. For yours, you might make it a lot longer. And while you can only have one topic sentence per paragraph, you can do elaboration, explanation, evidence, and explanation over and over and over again if you want. You could have 5 or 6 pieces of evidence in a really long paragraph if you really wanted to. But usually you'd only do this once or twice. So that's a completed paragraph. Last thing that we need to do is we need to make an APA citation that will go in our works cited page. Your works cited page, of course, goes at the very end of your paper. And so if I'm doing that in Microsoft Word, I can go to References and I can add this as a citation, make sure that I'm already in APA style, add new source, change this over to document from a website, and just fill in all of this information. I'm going to pause and do that really quickly to show you how that looks. Okay, so you can see that I've filled all of this in. I have the author's full name. I have the title, The Crushing Cycle of Homelessness. The web page would be the title. Break time is the name of the website. The 2021, May 28th, and then I have the citation right here. I'm going to plus OK, and it's going to give me an in-text citation, just like the one that I just showed you. So we'll delete that, and then we can insert our works cited page to see what this looks like all together. We're just going to go down to References, and we're going to insert that. And it will give us our reference page, which should look like this. You'll have the author, last name, first initial, the dates, the title, in italics in this case. It should probably not be in italics. Break time, and then the citation down here. Alright, so in your paper, of course, all of your paragraphs will have different sources. You'll have multiple different sources down here in your references, but basically that's what it needs to be. Make sure that most of this is coming from you, though. All of these words here, everything that isn't evidence needs to be coming from you. Alright, hope that clears things up. If you have any other questions, please send me an email, and I will do my best to help.